Hey everyone! In keeping with this month's theme, today we'll be looking at a video by Anthony Magnabosco, an atheist YouTuber who does street interviews, similar to Joey Carbstrong and Earthling Ed, but the topics are more broad. He does what is called street epistemology, where he challenges people to think more critically about their deeply held beliefs. His conversations are typically centered around religion, and he uses the Socratic method to plant seeds of doubt. But this one follows a bit of a different structure. He's talking with a student about veganism, and neither of them are vegan, so they're both challenging their own beliefs about animals.
Yeah, you want to talk about veganism a little bit?
Well, I haven't really.
Do you follow me on Twitter? Because I actually was tweeting with Cosmic Skeptic about this just the other day.
No.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he posted this picture of...
I think I saw it.
It looked like a chicken with its wings spread, and the chicks were huddling beneath it, and it was raining. And I don't exactly remember his actual tweet, but it was something to the effect of, see, look, there's something more going on here maybe than just instinct. I should probably look up the tweet to see exactly what it was. You want to pull it up?
Yeah.
And I replied with something like,
Let me see.
it does appear to be moral, it does appear to be moral reasoning, but I'm wondering if it just is an instinct. Is the mother really empathizing with the baby chicks and protecting them because she doesn't want them to get wet? Or is there instinct going on? Is the mother just instinctively sticking out her wings because that's what a chicken does in order to retard the water from its wings? And do the chicks just naturally seek out dry shelter and maybe the comfort of their own parent? Is this really empathy? Is this moral reasoning with chickens is kind of what I'm wondering.
Again, shout out Cosmic Skeptic. He's really making waves in the atheist scene. I think what Alex was trying to convey with this tweet was that animals care for their young and avoid pain and suffering. Whether it's moral reasoning or pure instinct, it's evident that non-human animals are sentient beings with interests.
What is your view?
I personally think it's instinct.
Is this the barometer by which you determine if we should eat an animal or not?
Oh, that's a whole different discussion.
Oh, that's what I thought we were talking about, veganism.
Oh, yeah.
Weren't we?
Yeah. I eat meat.
Okay.
That's the thing that I wanted you to kind of like dig in me, because I've been like, ever since last time, I've been thinking about it, and I don't think there's a good reason why to eat meat. But I still do it for some reason.
I see. I follow you.
I don't know why.
You would like me to challenge you on your position for eating meat.
Yeah.
But you don't know why you eat it.
Yeah, that's weird. Instinct again. I don't know. But I'm aware of it, which is kind of weird. Am I just immoral?
Okay.
Because I do understand the reasons, and I've been trying to think like, I've been trying to think for a reason for me to eat meat, and there isn't. Oh, not that I know of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I still eat meat. I wonder why.
I appreciate the honesty. This dude is on the right track.
When I talked to Alex about eating meat, I think I said, I can't think of a good justification to eat it, other than maybe it tastes good, or perhaps I get nutrients from it. That might be a good one. Like maybe my brain and my body won't function properly if I don't eat meat. But I don't know that that's the case. But if it is the case, that would be a reason that I'd point to. I'd be like, listen, I would die if I didn't eat it. But I don't think that that's the case, because I went for a long period of time where I didn't eat meat, and I didn't have those issues. I actually had some other issues. Like I noticed a difference in my physiology when I stopped eating meat. And I've slowly started eating meat again. And in that process, it got me thinking, well, if I meet with Alex again, how am I going to explain to him that I've actually started eating meat again? And I came up with a hypothesis that I think might justify it for people. And that is, I think, if an animal can morally reason, we shouldn't eat them.
We shouldn't?
We should not eat morally reasoning animals. And meaning species of animals. Okay, so there are some humans that can't morally reason because they're mentally handicapped or they're in a coma or something. But if you're an animal that's a part of a species that has the ability to morally reason, they're off the table. Great question. Help me through that. I don't know. I don't know how we would actually test. I can probably devise a couple of tests.
Yeah.
Like maybe we can observe rats and we put one in water and we see what the other dozen around them do. Do they start trying to figure out how to get that rat out of there? Because they can put themselves in that other rat's situation. I think humans could probably devise tests to put animals in to determine if they have the ability to morally reason. And if they do, then we shouldn't eat them. dogs, rats, other humans, chimpanzees, cows. I would imagine pigs can probably morally reason to some degree.
So, why is it that you chose moral reasoning?
Okay, that's a great
I don't
question. That's good.
know. What made you choose that and not other traits? If that makes sense.
That's a
I don't
great
know.
question. And I'm going to be completely honest. I think I may have chosen it because I think it's hard to defend against, and it will allow me to keep eating meat.
Oh, so you don't want the animal to know that you're gonna eat it?
No. I may have chosen something that's very difficult to prove, possibly,
Yeah.
so that I can keep enjoying eating meat.
Oh, that's.
I'm saying, I may have actually picked something because I'm being disingenuous with my own position.
Yeah.
You gotta love the intellectual honesty.
It might be a really good thing. Like, it might be a really good barometer to determine whether or not we should eat that animal or not. If humans can morally reason, if we have the ability to put ourselves in another person's shoes, we can empathize with other people. As a species, we generally tend to do that. I know that there are some humans that can't.
But since we can do that, can you put yourself in the animal's shoe? In the animal's shoes? I
Yeah,
guess?
I think so.
Since you said we are able to put ourselves in,
Right. If that's the thing. If I can put myself in that rat's shoes,
which you can.
I
or
can.
not?
I could observe them and be like, oh, if I was that drowning rat, I would want my buddies to help me out.
Yeah.
However, I'm thinking that if the animals who I'm observing don't have the capacity to morally reason, if they themselves can't put themselves in my shoes, or others of their species perhaps, then they're on the table.
Oh, I see.
We can eat them.
I see.
That is the gauge maybe that I would use to decide whether it's morally acceptable to eat them or not.
Great question, Kevin. This comes up again and again throughout their conversation, and it can be debunked by a single quote from Jeremy Bentham, the father of modern utilitarianism. The question is not, can they reason, nor can they talk, but can they suffer? Why should it matter if they have the cognitive ability to morally reason, when it is clear that they seek pleasure and avoid pain? Speciesism is a form of ableism. Those who are able to morally reason deserve respect and fair treatment, but those who are unable, through no fault of their own, do not.
Since you can put yourself in the animal's shoes, I guess.
Yes.
I don't know. Say you didn't have that moral reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Say you didn't have it. And
Me as a person or the entire
you as a
human
person.
race?
You as a person.
No, that's my loophole. So if we discover a human that can't morally reason, it
Should
doesn't
we
mean
eat 'em?
no, because
Why not?
humans as a species have the ability to do it. I'm putting
Do what?
morally reason. If a species, here's my thing. If a species can morally reason, we can't eat them.
Oh, you're doing it
Even-
like as a whole.
Yes.
Like, okay.
I'm going as a category.
Well, how do you know that cows do it as a whole? Like, what if it's 50-50? We don't know that. Like, what if some do reason? What if some do not?
If one cow can morally reason, then the entire species is off the plate.
It seems that Anthony is somewhat familiar with Peter Singer's argument for marginal cases, because he recognizes that some humans lack the cognitive ability to morally reason. But drawing the line at species membership is completely arbitrary. One's group categorization gives us minimal insight in regard to their merit. If only 5% of cows can morally reason, why should the other 95% be so lucky to be left off the table, while chickens receive no mercy because it hasn't been proven that one member of their species can morally reason? Why grant special privileges to some, based solely on genetic ties? Sounds like nepotism to me.
Why? Like, I'm like, why'd you choose that though? Like, that's interesting though.
Oh, I
Like,
think
never
I
thought of
told
that.
you why. I think I may have
I think
chosen.
it's a good.
I think it's a good argument.
Yeah, it
And I
is.
think I may have chosen it because it is a good argument, and it allows me to keep doing something that I enjoy doing.
It's a
which
good
is
argument because there's no answer to it.
there may be an answer to it.
Sorry, dude, but this is not a good argument. Sentience, the capacity to suffer, is the factor that determines moral value, not cognitive ability, the capacity to reason.
Do you want to eat meat?
Yes.
Do you want to continue to eat meat?
Yes.
Why? Because
It's good, and I think my body needs it. It tastes good, and I think my body needs it. The question is, do you need to eat animal animal meat and their byproducts? Do you need it? Do you have to have it?
Well, I don't know. Because sometimes when, like you said, like I've seen some other people try to be a vegan and they don't run the same way as when they eat meat. So like I guess every person's different. So maybe you or him or whatever can become a vegan and not get affected by it. But
Yeah.
well, I don't know if I need it.
I don't know
my
either.
body.
So I think
don't
the
know
answer to
my
that
body.
is we don't know if we need it or not. And it's conceivable that, let's say that we tried to be a vegan for a month and we started noticing problems in our physiology or mental issues or whatever. Maybe just we aren't doing it right.
What if we're adapting?
I respect the agnosticism rather than certainty. And fortunately, this is a question we have a pretty solid scientific answer to. It is the scientific consensus that a well-balanced vegan diet is suitable for humans at all stages of the life cycle, including athletes, and may even provide health benefits. There is no essential nutrient found in animal products that cannot be obtained from non-animal sources. The plant kingdom is abundant, and a vegan diet is a huge umbrella. There are many ways to structure your diet to suit your individual needs.
Let's have a stroke and I lose the ability to have taste buds in my tongue or something. Like that could maybe physically change me, I suppose, to the point where I'd be like, okay, that was really the big thing holding me back, and now I have no good reason to eat
So
meat.
the big thing holding you back is taste.
I think so. I think
so?
I think that's the primary thing. Yeah.
See, me as a person, I don't care how it tastes. I just eat it. Like I don't mind it. But why do I eat it? I don't know. Like
We may just be eating it because we were culturally brought up this way.
yeah,
I mean,
I was. And
if I was raised in India, where a lot of I have very close friends who are Indian, and they don't eat meat at all. It's almost all lentils and beans and rice and.
All right, he admits that taste pleasure is the primary thing holding him back. There's good news. Vegan food tastes amazing. You don't have to sacrifice taste pleasure. I know a lot of vegans tend to focus on the moral argument that taste pleasure is not a justification for violence, which of course is true. But since this is the #1 thing holding people back, I think it's important to put them at ease by destroying the misconception that going vegan requires committing to a life of deprivation. It does not. Think of it this way. For each meal, there's an opportunity cost. Eating pizza means missing out on eating some delicious pad thai. There is a whole world of vegan options out there that you've been missing out on. Sure, some vegan food sucks. You're bound to be disappointed from time to time. But this is true regardless. Sometimes food is disappointing. Barring a few occasions where you have to turn down something appetizing and eat something mediocre. And keep things in perspective, this is a small sacrifice to make. Nearly 3 times a day, you have the choice between tasty option #1, which involves cruelty and violence, and tasty option #2, which involves minimal suffering. Why choose the former? Another thing to keep in mind is that while some vegan alternatives are spot on, others are tasty in their own way. Your taste buds will adapt. Millions of former meat-loving vegans can attest.
but the main argument that a lot of people bring up is the factories, right? Or no?
What? That they're cruel?
Yeah. Do you not care about that?
They're probably wasteful and cruel.
Do you not care about? Have you seen
Yes.
seen it in person?
Yeah. Not in person, but I've watched a documentary on Netflix about it.
And do you think seeing it in person might have an impact on you? Or like no?
Maybe. Like if you said, Anthony, you got to take these chicks and dump them in this grinder.
Or like you do it.
You got to do it.
Yeah,
You got to push the button on the trolley. I don't know if that would be enough to change my mind on it.
See, same thing with me. But why?
Yeah.
If it's wrong,
That's what I'm thinking.
Why can't?
Again, great question, Kevin. It's interesting how different people will react when their cognitive dissonance is exposed. Some respond with denial, stubborn rationalization, and anger. But others, like Kevin and Anthony, respond with self-awareness of their hypocrisy, yet don't seem emotionally distressed by it. I think what puts their mind at ease is that they share the burden of guilt with society. They can admit that they're wrong to eat meat, yet continue to do so knowing that they'll still be accepted by the masses. In other words, their moral compass is not guided by personal conviction, but by social norms. I think the question we should be asking is, in the future, do you want to look back and be proud that you were on the right side of history, or hang your head in shame knowing you were a willing participant in such an atrocity?
If the species has the ability to morally reason, then they don't make the cut.
But we can't. My argument to that is we can't know that. Like
We can't know it.
We can't. Like we can't know. Is that the reason why you hold that argument? Is that we can't find that answer?
No. I'm not setting an impossible standard. I don't think. But it might be a difficult one. Like it might require resources to go through every species to do a test to see, can these animals morally... Let me ask you this. Do you think humans morally reason? We should probably define what that means too.
Yeah, I think that was too...
My definition is the ability to put yourself in another person's shoes.
Oh. I assume. Yeah.
Okay.
I assume we...
So if we can tell that humans can do it, why couldn't we tell if animals can do it?
Yeah, and I can ask you the same question. Like, why? Like...
What do you mean?
To that, what was your question again?
Do you think humans can morally reason? I think you said yes. And my question was, if we can conclude that humans can morally reason, why couldn't we also conclude that specific species of animals can morally reason?
I don't know. We don't. That's the thing.
I mean, we could do it, right? Like, I would imagine that we can probably devise a test. We can call it the Magnabosco morally reasoning test or something. I don't know. Let's put my name on it.
But is it instinct or is it them doing it morally? That's the thing. Like, I think.
Thank you. Yes, that's the dilemma.
There's no need to devise a test for this purpose because the ability to morally reason is irrelevant. Again, the question is not can they reason, nor can they talk, but can they suffer? We have scientific evidence that other species, including chimps, dolphins, and even rats, can morally reason. But ultimately, how can we know for sure? We may never be able to definitively prove one way or the other, so why not just give them the benefit of the doubt?
But I would like to find the answer to it, because it might actually be a good barometer to decide that I don't have to feel guilty about eating that chicken, because it can't morally reason.
Why would the fact that someone cannot reciprocate moral concern be reason to cause them harm? Chickens may lack the ability to empathize, but they're not violent psychopaths. They aren't a threat to us. They're sentient beings who seek comfort and avoid pain. That should be reason enough to include them in our moral circle. It's ironic that he's placing such a high degree of importance on the ability to morally reason, while he's engaging in poor moral reasoning. This isn't moral reasoning, this is rationalizing.
See, when a cow loses its baby, doesn't the cow cry?
I've seen videos of cows chasing calves down the street.
So they do have emotions, I guess.
They may. And that might be a good way to say, okay, like we can observe these behaviors.
That they're getting hurt, I guess, emotionally. And do you care about that or no?
I don't know if I should care if the animal doesn't.
Because we know they have feelings, right?
Here, let me flesh this out a little more.
Okay, say it again. I didn't.
No, it's okay. If a cow doesn't care if itself or other cows or its calves are suffering, why should I?
Why should you what?
Why should I care? Why should I care that the cow suffer if the cow itself doesn't care if it suffers? And if it lacks the cognitive abilities to morally reason, then maybe it's okay to eat it.
Why should you care? That's
right?
Yeah.
Anthony is confusing the capacity to morally reason with the capacity to suffer. Cows obviously care that they're suffering. That is implicit in the definition of suffering. To suffer is to desire relief. A mother cow crying out when her baby is stolen from her may be instinct, but what does that matter? It's still cruel. You should care when an innocent creature is in distress. It's called empathy.
Now, I know to a fairly high degree of confidence that other humans can morally reason. That's why you're off the table. I wouldn't eat you.
Yeah.
Unless maybe like we were in a plane crash in the Himalayas.
A dog?
Yes, I would eat a dog.
A horse and all that kind of stuff? Any animal that doesn't have...
I think dogs and horses probably can morally reason.
So...
We need to construct a test.
Yeah, I think that's...
And I don't know how we would do that.
What if all the animals that we ate did have moral reason, and what if the ones that we didn't eat don't? What if this... Because you said it...
Can you repeat it again? Can you repeat?
So what if... So what if all the animals that we eat do have moral reasoning?
Every single animal we eat?
Yeah, that's, I guess, yeah.
If
taste is good. There you go. Ooh. And then
I'm even willing to put taste off the table. I don't even care about... I'm willing to set aside taste. I'm willing to base it all on
say there's this few animals that you can eat because they don't have moral reasoning, and they don't taste as good.
Oh, okay.
Would you still eat them? And if you don't care about the taste, well, why don't you become a vegan?
I do care about the taste.
So you say you didn't?
No. Taste is really important to me.
Slow clap for Kevin.
You know, people may just be laughing at our discussion here. I don't know, but it's new to me, and I'm still working through it.
Yes, I was one of those people, but it's refreshing to hear him acknowledge his ignorance. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up and let me know what you think down below. Alright, peace out.
Yo, how when me eat them, I wonder when me eat. When me tell them say me no eat no fish, no meat now. How when me eat them, I wonder when me yam. When me tell them say that I'm a vegan man. How when me eat them, I wonder when me eat. When me tell them